Hey, Aquarius, July 2020 horoscope. Are you ready to celebrate some of your recent accomplishments? Full moon and lunar eclipse in ambitious Capricorn on July 4th encourages you to think about what you've been able to complete lately. It also reminds you not to get too comfortable because there's plenty more for you to do in the next lunation cycle. Wounded Chiron in passionate areas goes retrograde on the 11th, offering you the chance to heal yourself from within. If you've given too much of your power away to people who aren't worthy in the past few months, it's time to take that power back. You are on your own best advocate. You are your own best advocate. The Sun enters feisty Leo on July 22nd, turning around whatever negative energy you've been feeling lately. The next few weeks have a fun, friendly vibe that allows you to be yourself. Explore your creative side without paying a lot of attention to what the critics say. There's always going to be haters, Aquarius. Don't let them know you hear them at all right now. The 13th brings a Mercury-Jupiter opposition that makes you question some of your recent decisions. This isn't a good time to ignore details. Take everything into account when making important life choices now, especially if they're final. Cosmic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspects of the self for Aquarius in July of 2020. For spiritual, we have Six of Cups. For intellectual, we have the Sun. Physical, we got Prince of Cups. Social, we have Seven of Pentacles. And emotional, we have Two of Swords. This Six of Cups here in this deck is like the dreams come true card. There's a male and a female sitting there enjoying themselves, but it's like soft core sexual, innuendos or whatever, in a movie or something, romance movie. So, but this is in the spiritual. So this could represent your relationship with someone and your spiritual connections, or this could be just you balancing divine, feminine, and masculine, and the harmonies between maybe your intellectual and emotional self. They mentioned that Chiron on the 11th of July healing. I think this is what that's talking about, is just that getting that good balance and harmony of like the yin yang. And everything is going to be looking on the up and up for you, Aquarius, and your spiritual aspect of yourself. With the Sun card from this deck, it has like light, openness, completion, warmth, satisfaction, energy, idealism, passion, education, science, patriotism, bravery, honor, children, medicine, physician, contentment, joy, happy marriage, a good friend, high spirit, sincerity, achievement in the arts, arrogance, loneliness, cloudy outlook. So, it all depends on where you're at in your life. But this is saying that Aquarius is intellect is bright. It's like, you're above and beyond in your intellect, Aquarius. A lot of Aquariuses have a hard time though with this intellectual that they have, tempting them to be a little bit arrogant, and the society, being so not so intelligent, sometimes, especially right now when we're transferring from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. So your patience may be running thin. It's like right before the last, like if you've been waiting for, when you were a kid, waiting for an hour counting every minute, and when you get to like last 5 minutes, you're like, I can't wait anymore. Let's just call it. You know what I mean? Like That's kind of what you're dealing with, Aquarius, especially with Mars and Aries. It's just adding to this passion of your intellect, and you're just being a little frustrated with, like, when will people get it kind of thing. But I just be wary of that, and we'll see what more we got to come. The Prince of Cups in your physical is attraction, seduction, intense person. Um, this has to do with your physical aspect of yourself, so I'm thinking, you're being a little more. If you're young, if you're like in your early 20s or younger, or you're being exactly what most people are at that age. If you're older, you're kind of going back to that mindset that you were back in the 20s. You're looking good, you're feeling good. Things are, or it's the opposite. You're not, completely opposite. You're not feeling good. You're having a hard time. I mean, this all depends on who you are, because this is a general reading of Aquarius. So, but I mean, I'm tempted to make conclusions about this, but I want to wait and see what other cards stack on top of this one. But for now, I think Prince of Cups is letting us know that you're being a little immature sometimes with your physical aspect, a little arrogant. It's tying to your intellectual here, but it also ties to your social. So let's get into that and see where we're at with your physical self. Seven of Pentacles is all about potential failure in investments, or investing your time with the wrong people. This is in the social aspect of yourself. So I would take the time out from society or social aspects in your life and try to get this back in harmony or balance. So whatever is going on, maybe you ran out of savings or whatever, you're not working, you need more money, or people aren't there to help, everyone's panicked and freaking out and hoarding, and you're like, hello, this isn't, I need some help here. I mean, this is a social aspect, so maybe it just has to tie with your emotional aspect too. So let's get into that. With the Two of Swords from this deck, the biggest thing is the balance comes, or patience comes with, patience is the way for balancing. So this is an emotional self, right? So she's kind of just chilling there, petting her cat. There's two swords here stuck in the ground. It's kind of like a swampy stream, river. There's a little dock for a boat. The moon's up here. So maybe you've had some emotional issues that have come up or have come to pass, or from the past, and you're just kind of like chilling, trying to get that work done possibly. I mean, this probably has to do with what we've been saying, so we'll look into it further. Epic, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Aquarius in July of 2020. Spiritual, we have the Nine of Chalices. Intellectual, we have Five of Swords. Physical, we have the Phoenix of Chalices. Social, we have the Nine of Spheres. Unicorn of Spheres for the emotional. Nine of Chalices is all about having just enough to get by or get that emotional need or whatever it is that you need for your spiritual aspect of yourself, because it ties to that harmonious balance I talked about with the Six of Cups. You're going to get just enough of what you need to get that to happen. And if you're in a relationship, you guys are going to get just enough to get what you need. So be humbled, and gratitude will go a long way with your spiritual aspect of yourself. Five of Swords is you may be presented with quote unquote truth, but you can throw it away like garbage because it doesn't mean it actually is truth. But with the sign here and the intellect, you already know, and you've done your research enough, or you haven't done enough research, and you need to throw away what you think is true, and get more aspect of the sun in your life, not be so much in the dark of deceit, and look on the bright side. Phoenix and Chalice is about experiencing pain of loss and having that rebirth, and that, well, that's what the Phoenix is about, is going through cycles of like shedding skin. And with the Prince of Cups, I'm thinking, because they're both have to do with cups or chalices or whatever, your physical aspect of yourself has to do with a lack of security, possibly, in what you've been through, and being like, hey, I am worth it, right? I am beautiful, and I am this and that and all that in a bag of chips. And the pain of loss is how we get to that new and improved you and your physical aspect of yourself. The Nine of Spheres is about how your patience, finesse, and everything you've done is paying off. And this is in the social aspect of yourself. So it's kind of a little bit confusing with the Seven of Pentacles in July for you, because these two kind of contradict each other a little bit. But even though you don't have the social aspect of yourself you're looking for, your patience, finesse, what you're doing in that aspect of yourself is going to pay off. So it's like, just keep on working and keep doing what you're doing, even though it doesn't seem like it's worth it right now. Unicorn of Spheres is turning away from the pain and to the divine and get the healing you need, and that's what this is all about with the Two of Swords. Okay? Connecting with your spiritual self and your intellectual self and the social aspect of yourself. Just, sit with it, meditate or reflect, or be conscious in your awareness and your thought patterns with divine connection, like God or higher power, whatever you want to believe in, is going to help you through it. And there will be just enough for you to get that complete wholeness. Universal, fantasy, spiritual, intellectual, physical, social, and emotional aspect of the self for Aquarius in July of 2020. Spiritual self, Two of Pentacles. Intellectual self, Five of Swords. Physical self, Queen of Cups. Social self, Five of Cups. Emotional self, Ace of Cups. The Two of Pentacles is recognizing that your doubts or indecisions, or the thinking about change, is kind of like not necessarily worth it. You got to sit there and balance everything. She's balancing the banners and what they represent. With the Nine of Chalices, you have to sit and balance what you're getting just enough of, and get that harmonious balance, your higher self. Five of Swords from this deck is, if the price of victory is too high, it may be better to surrender or take defeat. And it's also on top of another Five of Swords, which was about the truth, and maybe that you need to relook or reconsider or research and find out more about what you think is the truth or not. I mean, you got the sun, you got the intellect, you can do it. Spend the time and do it. With the 5 of Swords here, I mean, it's telling you, even though you think you're right, it's probably not worth it to go that far with it and get blacked out by the moon and the solar eclipse. Okay? We need to look further and do a little more diving into what is the truth. Queen of Cups is all about some will or deserve or will get a good benefit out of your emotions, and some will take advantage or don't get a good benefit and reject you. I mean, this has to do with the physical aspect of the self. Remember the Phoenix going through that rebirth, Prince, a little bit arrogant in your physical appearance, and choose how you think and who you involve in how your physical aspect of yourself. You are a product of your environment, I guess, is what this is pretty much telling you to be aware of for your social or your physical aspect of yourself. The 5 of Cups is about how even when we lose, we still gain wisdom and knowledge or learning something from it and what not to do, possibly. That's what the 5 of Cups is all about in this deck. And then you have the 9 of Spheres, and your patience and your finesse will pay off, but you're kind of dealing with this sorrow card here. The 7 of Pentacles, kind of feeling like not having enough of the social aspect. Maybe you don't feel like you have any good friends, or maybe you've lost your friends, but there's something to learn from that. Especially with connecting to the physical aspect of yourself and your emotional aspect of yourself. There is something here to be learned with your social aspect of yourself in July. Ace of Cups in this deck is be wary of illusions, or not continuing with the emotional growth that you could possibly, or you possibly are on. And then we have the Unicorn of Spheres and the 2 of Swords. So there is some kind of connecting with the divine to help with the pain, and sitting in that and meditating on all of this connections here of emotional aspects of yourself, getting your cup renewed and refilled, refreshed, feeling better about everything, and just getting a better emotional aspect of yourself. Foxfire, the Kitsune, what message do we have for Aquarius in July of 2020? The Awakening. Sleep no more, soul child. The time for rest is done, and now you are awakened to action by the great golden dragon of the day, ancient friend to the Kitsune. In the realms unseen by most humans, forgotten by nearly all humans, there are great dragons who stand at the edge of the day's birth and death, helping all within the realm to arise and waken to the blessings of each day. The great golden dragon within it, this card heralds the awakening of the day. And when this card comes to you, you know you are being called to arise and awaken to a new day within your life. You are called to awaken to your own belief and your own knowledge, to the truth of your own soul, and to rise up and embrace it all, to know your worth and your beauty, and to shine it out through the day before you. Treat this as a new time, even when it contains old stories, as it is still a great and beautiful opportunity to take all that is within you and make the very most of all that is. When this card comes to you, it is a reminder too that there are parts of you which are asleep or resting, dormant and underlived, and they must be now awakened. Think now, seeker, on the dreams and wishes you sent to sleep over the years. Let them now gently awaken, one by one, as the days before you unfold, so that they come to life again, not as dreams and ideas any longer, but as events and experiences that become your life. Awaken to your power. Awaken to your sleeping soul, and arise like this great dragon of the day and call out to the world that you are coming into this day, fearlessly ready to live fully and embrace the adventurous of this gift called life. Queen of the Moon, what is your message for Aquarius in July of 2020? Power. Step into your true power. Shine brightly. Do not hide who and what you are. The time is right to attract big things for yourself. Ancestral energy is important. Open your mind to larger possibilities. Big magic can be wrought. I have power. It is real. Go outside on a clear night and look up. Hopefully you'll see the stars are twinkling. If you are really lucky, you might see the swirling Milky Way spilling across the darkness. And then there she is, the big full moon, unmistakable in her glory and power. She moves the earth itself, stabilizes it into orbit. She realizes and pulls the seas. She is the object of devotion, the inspiration of poems, the realm of goddesses. And she has witnessed the very first of us rise up on two legs and venerate her. Generation after generation, we have stood barefoot under the same moon, wishing, setting intentions, dancing and drawing her graceful power. You are made of the very swirling matter that is the stuff of stars. You are pure possibility, changing constantly, renewing and transforming. Take this moment to recognize that power and rejoice in it, for your next step is the precursor to your future self. Companion stone or metal, moonstone. Keepers of the Light, who has a message for Aquarius in July of 2020? Mother Mary. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is one of the best loved saints, masters, and guides of the world. Although she has had a huge part to play in the Catholic faith, she can bring faith, peace, and love to anyone who calls on her. She is the saint of the people. She works directly with the angels of peace to bring healing to the world, particularly where there is conflict, and is dedicated to supporting children and mothers. She is the spiritual embodiment of unconditional love and acceptance. It is the time to let go of conflict or the need to be right. The more you fight for the point you want to prove, the unhappier you will be. Pointing out the mistakes or mishaps of others just blocks the road to love in your own life. Mary, the Divine Mother of Acceptance, is with you now, encouraging you to forgive. Forgiveness is not about letting anyone get away with their bad choices, but about choosing to create your own happiness. Mother Mary also brings healing to you and your mother. If you miss her, are out of contact with her, and have an old trauma that needs healing, now that Mary's miraculous light is here now to wash away the darkness. Sacred power for Aquarius in July of 2020. Angel assistance. Choose the color you see on the card. They represent something. Divine intervention. Ask and you shall receive. You have asked the angels for help and they are guiding you. You are now supported by the angelic realm, serving as God's messengers. The angels provide heavenly support, divine wisdom, knowledge, and healing to all beings on earth. You are deeply connected to the angelic realm right now, and you are ready to receive their assistance, assisting you on your earthly journey. The archangels have delegated a team of helpers from many areas of your life. The angels share with you messages of divine wisdom, knowledge, and healing. Through our thoughts, signs, nature, people, and life synchronicities, the angels act as bridges for energy shifts, soul awakenings, Akashic records, light codes, spiritual knowledge, higher planes, and realms of consciousness. Right now, the archangels have arrived to connect you to the divine source. Powerful healing is taking place. You are encouraged to employ healthy eating and lifestyle choices, as these will assist in adjusting your unique and divine vibration to align you with your life's purpose. The angels ask you to spend time in meditation, focusing on sacred geometric symbols to enhance your intuition, connect to the collective consciousness, and expand your spiritual awareness. Connecting to the angels in this way provides a bridge to the higher realms. Each color represents an archangel and is charged with a specific role. Focus on this card. Which color are you drawn to? This is your current angel helper. With intention, feel the angels' healing energy wash over you. Thank them and pulse them your love and gratitude for this service. Green, Archangel Raphael, spiritual, physical, and emotional healing. Pink, Archangel Camille, relationships, friendships, and love. Blue, Archangel Michael, strength, protection, and will. Red, Archangel Uriel, removes lower energies and thought forms. Indigo, Archangel Zadkiel, universal magic, intuition, and manifestation. White, Archangel Gabriel, communication, education, and learning. Orange, Archangel Haniel, accessing spiritual gifts, intuition, and clairvoyance. Yellow, Archangel Jophiel, or Jophiel, wisdom and intelligence. Black, Archangel Azrael, emotional turmoil, grief, and addictions. Divine Circus, who has a message for Aquarius in July of 2020? Joker is wild. Universe has a sense of humor, but never at your expense. It is laughing with you, not at you. You'll see this for yourself as the Joker weaves her magic in your life, bringing you the grace that is beyond all reason. The necessary ingredient to ensure you win with the hand you have been dealt by life. There's nothing impossible when the Joker appears. Her wild ways can transform a losing streak into a lifelong love affair with Lady Luck. Step yourself in and prepare for the ride of a lifetime. The Joker has come to you, and the Joker is wild. Unpredictable and brilliant, she brings you a message. You're being empowered to overcome all odds, so you're going to win. No doubts, no dramas, but not necessarily in a way that you expect either. She is sending the best possible situation to you even now. It might startle you like a sudden light in the middle of the night, but it will be welcome nonetheless. The Joker is the highest trump, the card to beat all others. No matter how much another may seem to have the upper hand, or how many forces seem to be against you, even if you feel like a lone wolf about to be mauled by a pack of hungry lions, the Joker always wins. She comes out of the blue and changes destiny from darkness to light. She brings the brilliant solution that ends a problem, the way through that is best and brightest. You probably won't see it coming. It will probably be in a way that subverts everything you once believed to be true, but it will be a welcome trick by the universe. A loving joke that opens your heart and helps you realize that this vast and personal universe personally knows and cares for you so intimately and with such meticulous care. Just don't expect to feel in control of the process, for the Joker is wild and moves according to her own genius, but always blesses you with what will work best, beyond compare, now and always. Wisdom of the Oracle, what message do we have for Aquarius in July of 2020? New life. Birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, life renewing itself. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your own very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious song. And nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. Relationship message. New energy enters old relationships, and new relationships are bursting with the sweetness of vibrancy, only encountered when winter gives way to spring. This is a time to connect with others and share excitement, passion, and hearts full of joy. This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnerships in all forms. Prosperity message. You have energy reason to be optimistic right now as things seem to fall into place magically. New opportunities remind you that abundance is available to you. Delight in the bounty that begins to appear in surprising forms. Stay curious and know that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. As a new life suddenly infuses your projects, work, and creative ideas with a kind of electricity that crackles with exciting potential. Fortune is smiling on you. Protection message. You must acknowledge your inexperience and gently allow yourself to be like the delicate new bud opening. It's okay to admit you may not know something. You are at the beginning of things and haven't yet hit your stride. Be immersed in the newness of it all, and don't try to rush the learning process. New life has its own timetable for maturity. Be here now. Life loves you. Cosmic message for Aquarius in July of 2020. Move forward. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. You're being encouraged to let go and release the skeletons of your past. Constantly shifting back and forth between better or harder times only takes away from today. Constantly resurrecting situations and circumstances that are long gone only serves to take away from this moment. You exhaust valuable energy holding on to frustrations that keep you tied to the memories of your past skeletons. Bringing in this state of mind is no different to keeping you locked in one chapter of a book. This book never ends due to your inability to move forward. Moving forward physically is not the same as moving forward mentally. Although your physical body carries you through to experience each day, your mind lingers and holds on to the past. Having this duality of mind and body does not allow the present moment to be fully appreciated and utilized. This may leave you wondering why your visions and dreams always seem to be out of reach. To enjoy a life of manifestation and fulfill dreams, your mind, body, and spirit must work together as one. For it is only through working in wholeness that you are able to create a life of choice. This is the secret to abundance and real joy. The past is the past. Embrace its lessons and be grateful for the memories and adventures it has brought to your life. Now breathe in deep and let it go. For it is time to move on, dear one. As challenging as it may be, it is time. New adventures and possibilities await. Affirmation. I am grateful for my past experiences, good and hard. I embrace the lessons learned and now move forward courageously. Associated chakras: base, sacral, solar plexus. Isis, what's your message for Aquarius in July of 2020? The Lunar Queen. She of the celestial crescent. There is a deep feminine wisdom that recognizes the importance of cycles of rest and replenishment as essential balancing to our actions of power and demonstration. You are asked to allow this replenishment for yourself now, trusting that you are in a cycle of creation that is about to shift into a new phase. Release and enjoy the process without having to control or force it. Isis, as Lunar Queen, understands the cycles of creative power and flow. Sometimes it can be hard to let go of a desire to force, control, and make things happen. To exert might and willpower to bring what you wish for into being by sheer determination, exertion, and force. Yet the vast creative power of the feminine principle is in honoring and flowing with cycles of activity and rest, of realizing force and surrendering into the perfection of what is happening right now, realizing that this actually brings us divine manifestation and creation more effortlessly and gracefully and to greater effect. The celestial crescent is the moon in her changing form. This oracle comes to you at a time when you are shifting from one phase in your spiritual and creative journey into a new phase. This is a time to pay deep attention to the messages of your body and allow them to guide you. Do you need to balance your activity with more rest? Do you need to be actively creating, but from a more relaxed and allowing rather than demanding or forceful mental state? Or is it time for you to spring into action once more? Has the time come to take a step forward? Pay attention to any other card that you draw with the Lunar Queen to more fully understand which phase is most appropriate for you now. These cards will help you connect with your inner wisdom and the guidance of your own body wisdom for the greatest timing and unfoldment of your manifestation. Remember, sometimes more time in the oven prevents an undercooked meal. Sometimes we just need to wait a little longer. The quiet times are dark moon energies, the times when you will sense from your inner wisdom, your body wisdom, that you are in need of replenishing and percolation. The other times when you feel the inner oven timer has rung and it is time to get the delicious meal on the table. Your body will urge you to dance and act, to communicate, to be bold and take steps. These are full moon energies. Your body will help you know where you are at and what you need. The flow between the dark moon and the full moon, or all phases in between, is constant. And allowing that flow even several times in a day or an hour, you will maximize your creativity and allow your life to manifest creative project after creative project, should you so choose. You will feel great inner harmony, wellness, and connection. This oracle is also a reminder that this feminine wisdom is not widely accepted in Western culture as yet, with its distorted view of what constitutes productive behavior. The Lunar Queen is quite the radical. You will need to really believe in your own wisdoms and give yourself great support and trust your own body wisdom, and as you learn to operate in this more intuitive, flexible, responsive, feminine way. The Oracle tells you that Lady Isis and the spiritual guidance that cares for you completely encourages and supports you in being strong and giving yourself absolute permission to rest when needed, to honor your creative cycles for greatest productivity and quality. If you have been waiting or wanting to create something or feel frustrated in your creative enterprises, the Lunar Queen Oracle also contains the messages for you that something creative is within you and wanting to emerge. It is stirring in your unconscious, and soon it will be reflected more clearly back to you, and you shall be able to act. But for now, have patience. There can be much inner work required before the relatively swift outer work of bringing the creative impulse into form even begins, such as the natural creative flow at times. If you're already in the flow and want to know if this is the time to really let go and shine like the gorgeous full moon, the answer is yes. Trust and know that you are being guided by your own inner wisdoms and supported by she of the celestial crescent, the Lunar Queen, Lady Isis. Starseed Oracle, what messages do we have for Aquarius in July of 2020? Wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. In our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world where an instant response is so often expected and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest, wait, and reset. We're so often in overdrive, expecting instantaneous results over and over again. And when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something's gone wrong. But often, not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. When you ask for guidance and don't receive it, it can then often mean wait, it's not yet time. The details are being woven. Our challenge is to keep trusting when, on the surface, it appears that nothing is happening. To remember that no matter how long or bitter the winter, spring does always come. To remember that you don't need to solve all of the world's problems in a single day, and that perhaps they'll be better solved with some perspective and a good night's sleep. This card is your permission to slow down, switch off, and rest. You're being reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life. To trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you'd like, but if you gather up the patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can ever imagine. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you slow down, be more patient, and wait? And that's your reading, Aquarius. Thanks for watching. Click the links, email me, become a patron, please. And I'll see you next month.